Hey everybody, Sycra Yasin here, and the good people at Winsor and Newton sent me a bunch of markers. So I have this pro marker set for pastel tones and this brush marker set for midtones and a skin tone set that is also a brush marker. And I have never used these before. And what I have used are these Copic markers. And so what I'm going to be doing is trying out the pro markers live, and if I fail with them, well, that won't be good, but we'll get to see what they're like together. So one thing I want to know is, first of all, how nice are the colors in terms of like richness and vibrancy and all that. So I'm going to try the pastel pro markers. And the pro markers have like a felt tip and on one end and a chisel tip on the other. And they are different than the brush markers because the brush markers, I assume, have a brush and not a felt tip. So let's see. The felt tip. Okay, so that's pretty light. And I guess I'll stick to the chisel tip for the review thingy. Well, the color is very smooth in its application, so that's good. And so I want to see the vibrancy of the color, but then I also want to see how do these blend with each other, like when they are wet and when they are dry. Like what color do I get? And that's a pretty nice blend between these three. That's actually very nice. And the other thing is a feel, you know, like, does it feel good? And pretty much, I know, because they told me that Winsor and Newton bought out Letraset, and they just feel like Tria markers. And I don't know if you've ever used Tria markers, but basically they're markers that have 3 nibs. Like, you have a chisel, and then you have like a fat felt tip, and then a fine felt tip. So far, these colors are very nice, and the blending for the pastel ones is good. I am very happy with that, because see, you get kind of like interesting grays, some nice neutral tones. I like that a lot more than using very saturated colors, and I think that's what happens with a lot of beginners, is they go straight for super saturated tones, and it's kind of hard because, like, even in Photoshop, in digital, this tends to be a problem. So I guess another thing is they tend to, you need to use them at the right angle, because the chisel has like a bunch of little angles to it. So you can get like thin lines with the chisel tip as well, which is actually really good. So we have 2 more in the pastel line, and this one is a soft peach. So let's see. I really like the pastel colors for my stuff. I think this will work really well for my style, and good. Yeah, I like how they lay down. And what is this? Buttercup. So overall, I've seen the prices comparative to Copic, and it seems like, from what I've seen, it depends. Like, let's see if I can get like a very springy green by mixing these two. It seems like some places Copics are more expensive and some places these are more expensive. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. In terms of application though, they're good. Let's see the yellow Copic then in comparison. Ooh, so that's very intense. But again, these are pastel colors. I wonder if they work together. Yeah, kind of. What I do like about Copics is the the flat thing feels nice. These, they feel fine, but I don't know, something about the boxiness of these feels very, maybe it's just because it's familiar, but it feels good. So what I want to do then is compare like against like. So let's try a brush marker. And these are the midtones. And let's start with, I don't know if it's necessary to go through all the colors, but let's start with this gold. It's called gold, and chisel. Okay, so this is pretty similar in terms of vibrance. It holds up pretty well against the Copic. And this is on Bristol. Let's try it on just a flat paper and see. Because the other thing I want to see is the difference in bleed. And I think this gold compared to the Copic is a pretty good comparison, because they're about the same, you know, color and value. What I do notice immediately is with the Copic, you'll notice that the blend is very even, right? Like, see? Well, let's just hold it there. Yeah, it's very even from top to bottom. And with this one, it seems to have a gradient. Like, I guess that could be good as well, because it looks really nice. The gradient looks cool. But if you want an even spread, right now Copics are... But I don't know if that's just because this one's gold. Because maybe. So let's see the bleed. And the bleed is pretty... it's pretty bad for both in terms of... Okay, that's very... Let's see Bristol. So in Bristol, this one is the Copic, and this one is the other one. And the Winsor and Newton does bleed more. So, right now, I'm liking the Copics a lot. Let's see with the brush side of things. So this is the Copic brush side, and this is the Pro Marker brush. And right away, the Pro Marker brush is much fatter, like a lot fatter. And so you can do wider strokes, and this is a thin stroke. Okay, that's nice. And let's see with the Copic, the thin. Actually, I think the brush marker gets thinner strokes, and clearly it gets thicker strokes. What I'm noticing about this whole thing is, first of all, the brush marker has more resistance, which for me, I don't like. I like the smoother application of the Copic, but yeah, it's got, like, there's more friction. But what it does is this really cool thing of, it feels like there's more variation as well. Like, the Copics, for better and worse, are a lot more, or a lot less variation between the thickness of how thick they can get and how thin, and the application of the color is really solid. Whereas these, they're much more, there's more range. It's like they can go darker or lighter, and they can get really thin and really thick. So they can get thick, much thicker than a Copic and much thinner than a Copic. So that's something. All right, let's keep going with some more colors. This is carmine. And how does this behave? Well, that is very intense. Okay, and let's try it on the other paper. So this paper is Bristol, and it's much smoother and much thicker. And this other paper is just like sketching paper. It's the same paper. This one is the same paper that I did this speed sketch on, and I think I will try coloring it after we do this test. So yeah, I mean, the bleed is pretty heavy for both. So that's carmine, and let's compare it to some comparative, so shock pink and cerise, whatever. Well, so this one is Cerise. Well, it's very bright. I mean, they're pretty similar. Let's see. And it's kind of unfair because, I mean, they're not the exact same color, right? So I think the Copics I have are meant to be a bit more intense. I guess this one, the Shock Pink, is closer. Yeah. So the Copics are much more, I don't know, even? I keep thinking, like, that's what I can think. Copics are even, Pro Markers are uneven, but not in a bad way. Yeah. You know, it seems to be a case of personal taste. Let's try the skin tones, because this is something I'm very interested in. I probably will try all the colors for the skin tones. Because I never use markers really for skin, primarily because it's, I don't know, I don't have that much money to buy all the fancy skin tones, and so it's like, well, what am I gonna buy? Probably buy some grays and stuff. So, all right, let's see then. Wow, this is very wet. And it smells like marker. All right, let's try almond. So, almond is like this. And like this. I wonder if I have a comparison with Copics. This is light pink. So, Copic. Wow, that's much more intense. Yeah. So, the light pink is clearly not really a skin tone. It's way too, I don't know, saturated to be a skin tone. But this is actually really nice, especially when it dries. Wow. Very good. Okay. Dusky pink. Oh, that's dusky. Getting dusky. I don't know. Dusky. Well, they're good so far. It's like they're doing a really good job with the tones. Something I'm interested in is this thing where you take this and it's like, okay, so this is what almond's supposed to look like. Nope, it's not the same. Man, come on, man. What paper are you using, man? It's not the same, but I actually prefer their actual application. Okay. Wait, what if I... Okay, this one is praline. And... wow, very, very dark. Or at least it feels dark in the beginning. But let's see if I paint praline on praline. Oh. Oh. Well, now. That's... I guess that it needs to be on white, right? If it's on white. Oh yeah, actually it is the same color. Okay, sorry, Winsor and Newton. You are the same color. Alright, 2 more to go. We've got saddle brown. And we've got burnt sienna. So, these are the skin tone sets, and let's see, which one am I? I think the closest is praline. So, I am now a praline person. I don't know where my praline went. Oh, here it is. I'm more praline than anything else. Not really. Anyway. Oh, maybe praline plus this. Let's see. Alright, so let's try coloring now and see how these markers do in action. So let's see. I guess I could try the skin one to begin with. And who wants to be almond? I guess this guy wants to be almond. So again, I haven't used these before, so all this is a test, and what I'm doing is I'm laying down a base. I figure with him I don't want like more highlights, but I do want to try all the skin tones. So I'm laying down a base, and what I do like about these Pro markers is it feels more painterly than the Copics in some ways, because like the tones lay down on top of each other. But I should do this on that. Makes more sense. Okay, so let's try the dusty pink, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add that to the areas that are more warm, like the nose, the lips, maybe the ears, and the cheeks, and see how that works. And let's use praline. Why not? Let's put that around his eyes. So yeah, I'm not the best with these markers, but I do like them. I mean, these skin tones are really nice. I like how it blends a lot. That is very, very impressive. Blush. Maybe I should have added blush on his instead of the other thing I added. But man, these blend very nicely. I am very impressed by the skin tone ones, much more than some of the others. But I don't like what just happened there. That was not cool, but again, I mean, most of this isn't the fault of the marker, it's just the fault of my inexperience. But I did want to give you sort of a first look and not like, oh, I've used this for a while and I'm really good with them or something. As if I would be, but anyway. Alright, let's try the saddle brown for the hair. So yeah, I think if you're the type of person who prefers tones and like subtle value shifts and stuff, these are much better. And if you're the type of person who really likes an even distribution of color, and you really want to know exactly, you know, what you're getting, and you don't want any surprises, I think the Copics might be better. What shirt should he have? Well, let's try this green. Hope it's not too much. It's a bit much. And let's see, we have more. We have pale pink. And oh, this is the Pro marker. Yeah, I think I prefer the brush markers to the Pro markers. Okay, let's work on this person now. And Carmine. This might be... No, that'll be fine. Let's give her pink lips. Do I have a red? I guess the carmine is my darkest lipstick red. Ah, come on. Should have used it. No, it blends very nicely. Okay, this will be fine. It's fine. Yeah, that looks fine. Lipstick red. Make her tongue that. And her gums. Alright. Alright, let's do that. And what is this? Pale pink. Let's save pale pink. But we can use... I'm kind of nervous to use saddle brown. Let's just use blush and see how far we can get with that color. Alright, so maybe I'm going to save a spot on the nose for a highlight. And just blocking in the flats. I guess it would probably be wise to do this part first. Block in the flats and then add the shadows. What I'm planning for this one is, like, I'm thinking what would happen if I put down all the flat values, kind of like cell shading, and then put a shadow tone. But I have to think of what color to use for that. And then for the hair, I don't know. We can use burnt sienna for the hair. Yeah, that looks all right. Maybe some shadows in the mouth. All right, and kind of want to play around more, so I'm gonna do different colors for these ones, more my colors. So let's try some crazy colors for the skin. Because I like giving people very weird colors. So I'll start with this lavender. Yeah, lavender. And maybe I can use that. Maybe I can use it on this person as well. But just on the tips of her hair, and then I can use blue and fade that into the lavender. And then I can use green and fade that into the blue. That's pretty. Yeah. Let's see what that looks like. Hold on. Okay, so if we start with green, And we go to blue. And then we go to lavender. And then we go to, wait, is that gonna bleed? Maybe. And we go to this lipstick red. No, lipstick red is too big of a jump. That was too big of a jump. I should have gone to soft peach. Yeah, these are nice. All right, back to this person. Let's give her aqua lips, because why not? Alright, it's going to be blue on the top and green on the bottom. And color eyes. What's that gold color here? Gold. Gold eyes. And no, that's lipstick red. Pale pink for the tongue, maybe. And then let's give a dark skin tone. Alright, so this one is a burnt sienna. And I'm gonna see like where my highlights may be. There's a highlight, there's a highlight, and there's a highlight. And then I can just avoid, maybe on the forehead too. Can just avoid painting in those highlights. But it is hard to see some of the face, so I don't know. I always found it difficult to draw darker skinned people because you don't get as many colors, right? Like it's harder to match the colors and stuff. Like, see? All the lines kind of disappear. In digital it's a bit easier because of the way I sort of paint in the dark skin and then I add highlights on top of that. And with this it's more, you've got to just not paint in the highlights. But I'm hoping that the ink dries a bit lighter than what it is appearing to be, and that you'll be able to still see the skin peek through. And if not, then hey, you know, it's just an experiment. Sometimes you fail, and I fail a lot of times, but it's just seeing, you know, what happens. Just go around the hair. I like how easily it blends with the color underneath. I guess the difference is that these take longer to dry than the Copics. And so the downside of that is, you know, if you want it to dry quickly and you want to lay down your colors, then that could be a bit tough. But the good thing is it allows you to blend for much longer. And it's not looking bad anymore. Like, I mean, you still get some detail. You know, I lost some, but it's, you know, it's not terrible. I'm curious what would happen if I added a background between these two. Just some tone. Yeah, I think for things like backgrounds, it's actually really nice. Because again, you get variation, so it's more artistic. If you're really an artsy person, and especially what I noticed is if you like very smooth surfaces, like for instance, if you have a tablet and that's like the ideal thing for you, the smoothness, then maybe you'll prefer Copics to these. But if you like more rough surfaces, if you're the type of person who likes to put like a piece of paper under your tablet to get more of a rough surface, then you'll probably like these better. And for me, I'm very like, I used to be more of someone who liked a rough surface, and now I like more of a smooth surface. So again, it's really a matter of, you know, who you are and what you like personally. Yeah, okay. So we have that. I just want to get rid of some of this variation. It's a bit too much for me. Alright. And let's see. What should we do? Alright, so this is a sky blue. And I'm kind of scared. Let's see what it looks like. We can use it on this lady's hair. Yeah, that's okay. She looks very blueberry-like. So I'm gonna put down this as a flat, and then I'm hoping I can overlay a shadow on top and it will function like a multiply layer. Who knows? If it does, that's good. If it doesn't, I'll find out soon enough. But I've got to let it dry, so like I haven't touched this guy, so I want this, I guess, kind of. So alright, and then for this person, I don't know, I do like the gold for the eyes, so I'm gonna give more gold eyes and gold lips. And I apologize if you really don't like the colors I'm picking, but yeah, sorry. And what else? For skin, what's green? Green skin? No, my friend, not green. What is this? Blush. Actually, I kind of liked starting on, actually, maybe I should do the praline. What does that look like again? It's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. Wait. Maybe not. What is this? Buttercup. What are you, Buttercup? And what are you, Praline? You know? I'm curious how these two work together. So, I'm going to use Buttercup, and then I'm going to use Praline. And because I've got so many yellows in this, if I want something to pop, like the hair, I'm thinking, okay, since I went super yellow, I could go either green or, green actually would be fine too, but I could go either blue or purple if I really want it to pop. And if I don't want it to pop, oranges or greens, but let's see, where should I put the praline now? I have so many markers. Never had so many markers. Okay, here, praline. Alright, so I'll use praline for the shadows and mix it wet on wet. Well, it kind of works. And let's see. I guess because it's rough, you can just, lightly touch it and get different tones. I wonder if there's a, like if I had a blender, I could just blend those two. Let's see, how could one blend it? Maybe I could just take Buttercup and go over this and sort of blend it. Does that work? I don't know if this is working. I think not. I think not. It's not working. It's not working. Hey, Buttercup! Not doing it. Alright, so let's see. Let's use this blue. And I don't know. I'm not really liking this blue. Alright, we'll let this one dry and see what we can do to save it later, if anything. Yeah, we'll have to see what we can do with this one. Alright, and then finally, this guy. So, this guy, what does he want to be? I think he wants to be green. Do you want to be green? Yes, I want to be green. Okay. Alright, so we're going to make him green. I feel like when I was younger, I would spend a lot of time trying to get skin tones right. And now in my old age, oldish age, I've become those kids in kindergarten who just give weird colors to everything. I'm sorry if I'm making all the marker users cringe right now. I'm sure I'm doing this wrong, but gonna give him that, and then yellow eyes. Lime green. Ooh. Let's give lime green shadows. It's actually working. This is fine. I'm okay with this. Okay. Yep. This one's okay. Wonder what I should do for the background. I guess purple would make him pop, so lavender. And I guess the paper I'm using is very absorbent, so it's really sucking these markers dry. But, you know, I don't know. I guess I can't really do a, how long do they last review, because I only just got them. So. Cool. And then bring some of that purple into the skin. Yes, this is working. Okay, at least I figured out one thing that works. So lime green, and so start with a base of meadow green, and then lime green, and then lavender, and they work. I guess that's how you just learn. Like, I'm sure some people could ask, let's just say I used this for a while. Some people could ask, how did you learn your colors? What books did you read? Or what tutorials did you watch? And it's really nothing. It's not that. It's just try something and then try something else. Like, oh, what would work? Would this work? Would this not work? Even this, like, now I'm probably going to take it to the point that maybe it might not look good anymore. But it doesn't matter. It's more about experimenting. Like, just try it. See if that actually looks like anything, or if it's just, you know, nothing. And it seems like it's something. And then what I wanted to try is, what if I let this dry more, and then I go over it again with the first color, like, just to bring out areas. What's that going to look like? Can I render more form? Is that actually going to show up? Or when it dries, is it going to be the same? Okay, so this guy's working, and then these ones don't have backgrounds, and this one I don't like the hair. So let's see about carmine hair. Let's just layer this. And because this is closer to the yellows and the oranges, it should work with the tones. And this is just using, what is it? I forgot the word when they're, the colors are analogous color scheme. This is using an analogous color scheme. So I'm wondering what that's going to look like if I put some of that in the lips as well, like kind of like a highlight. And that's fine. And then I want to take, well, first of all, I may fail on this, but I'm thinking what would happen if the background was blue instead of her having, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that was my mistake. I should have made the background blue and left her not blue. And that tends to pop her out a lot more. And then what I want to do is warm up the shadows in her cheek. Because see how it's very dead looking? I'd really like to put some life back into that. And I really like how I can also clean up the edges by just dragging, because see how, I don't know if you can see, but I went a little bit over with some of the yellow in places, and as I mix it with the blue, it just becomes this greenish tone, but it sort of fades nicely, like, I don't know, it looks fine to me. It is not disturbing at all. So I guess that's a thing with markers. You can let them fade into one another. Okay, so this one has a background. This one does. This one does. I guess this one needs a background. I don't know. All right, so let's see. Let's give this one lipstick red. Should we? I guess we should. And I think it was the right choice. I actually like how it kind of does this thing. See how it fades and it's not smooth? You know? I kind of like that, so I'm gonna let that work for me instead of working against me. Let it add texture. And try to resist fixing it. That's the idea. Like, I want it to remain sort of artsy, and I guess with markers you're supposed to put them down more, like, deliberately. Okay, there. She's all, like, bloody and stuff. And I went over that, but nothing can be done about that now. So let's give this one green Let's give this green. And I'm getting pretty, wow, look at all that bleeding. So it's a very good idea to put down a piece of paper behind these, you know, before you use them. No, that's annoying. See, I want to do this and put this on this, but I can't. Whereas with Copics, I could. Whatever. That's one of the downsides. I kind of remember this from the Tria markers, though. So once I do this one, I'm going to take a tone and try and use it as a multiply layer. Like I would do that in Photoshop, I would use a multiply layer. But I'm going to be using marker instead of digital. So, oh, I think I missed a spot. I missed her pointy chin. Let me fill that in first. Okay, what color did we use for this? I think we started with the blush one, right? Blush. Okay, there we go. Alright, so. What color? Pale pink. Let's see how this works. I put a pale pink like that. What happens? Not much. What about that? Not much. Okay, so pale pink. Maybe not. Dusky pink. Maybe. Almond. Let's see, soft peach. Soft peach. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so soft peach is what I'm going to use for the multiply layer. And so let's go ahead and just use that and put that down to add warmth and shadows and stuff. Is this a... No, this is a pro marker. Okay. Chisel tip. I prefer the chisel tip to the normal pro marker tip, but I like the brush on the other one. And I don't know. I wouldn't say this one's perfect. This one's got some issues for sure. But hey, you gotta experiment. And you gotta fail. And then you learn. You learn what works. Okay, so maybe that's a bit much. It's not like the worst ever, but it's not... No, I'm not happy with it. Okay, let me think more. Maybe that was a problem. Maybe I didn't think enough. Okay, so I have to think, let's say I'm doing this guy, the first guy. Where's the shadow? Where are the planes of his face? So I'm saying this is a plane, this, and then this, maybe this comes forward. Okay, and then this, shadow under his nose, and something like this. Okay, let's try that. So just block in the big shadow shape, and it can actually go over the green. I guess it can't go over the white, so that was a mistake. But I'm going to work with it. I'm going to assume that was on purpose, and then I'll change that into another color. So I think as a shadow that's fine. Looks pretty good. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, but now I have to change the purple. I mean, not the purple, but I'll make it purple. And then that should hide my shame. Okay, kind of hid my shame, but not fully. So let's put some Something warm. Carmine, maybe carmine. Okay, this is another risk, but let's see how it works. And let's let it blend into that purple. You know what? That's really cool looking. It doesn't work absolutely, but it does look cool. So that's something I have to remember, like, yeah, that looks cool. Putting red in weird places. Alright. Definitely. Definitely. Alright, who are we doing next? Well, this guy's pretty much done. I don't think he needs a lot of work. Let's just put red in his eyes, because I think that makes them pop a bit. And maybe we can put some red just in some occlusion shadows, like in the deepest shadows. I can just put a touch of red. And what I'm thinking that's going to do is it's going to add a bit of color interest, like warms against cools. It's going to create just a bit more vibrance, and I think it's working. Like, see, if I just, you know, give it a bit of a glow. It's kind of interesting. Maybe I overdid it. Yeah, I think I overdid it, but still, I don't hate it. Okay, so soft peach. Let's see how soft peach works on her. Maybe not. You know what? Maybe she could use some praline. Ooh, but we've done this before. We've been down here before. Praline is too cold. It's going to cool her off too much. Let's see, dusty pink. See that? It's fine. And it's pretty subtle, right? Like, this one kind of got very cartoony, or I don't know, just very extreme, very exaggerated. So this one, let's keep it less crazy. Just make use of that dusty pink and just dust it. Dust the dusty pink on. Okay, that's good. That's good. No need to go insane with that. Maybe some underneath her. Build these forms more. Really prefer the brush marker myself. I know a lot of people prefer chisel tip markers. Me personally, I like the brush. Alright, and then because the background is green, I'm going to attempt to use green in the hair, and that's my idea, is that it might bring everything together, but we'll see. It's just like, will this work? Maybe. Yeah, kind of. I think so. And then maybe I can even use green in the tongue, but I don't want to use it on the lips. I want those lips to pop more. So I'm going to move to my carmine and use it to just strengthen some of this. I need lipstick red as well. Lipstick red, just add to the depth of that. Yeah, that's better. I think I didn't put her lipstick on very well, but okay, cool aqua, maybe. Okay, this is either gonna ruin it. That's probably gonna ruin it, but I just want to see if I can use it for the shadows on the teeth. Yeah, kinda, not really. It's okay, I guess. I can use it for her eyeshadow though. Pale pink. No. let's see, blue. Well, I already used this one. Let's use this one. Sky blue. Yeah. That's that. This guy seems kind of empty here, so let's fill it with buttercup. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I think it contrasts well against the purples and the pinks and stuff. And what else can we do? Oh, right, this person and this person. Okay, so saddle brown. Let's try it. Let's try the saddle brown. Okay, and hopefully this is going to strengthen the shadows and make them richer. It's going to add to it, add to the highlights. Now, if you're not sure where to put tone, that really is from understanding the planes of the face, and I do have a tutorial on, the planes of the face, so that might help you if you're stuck in, this section of it. And the aqua kind of worked for, the cool aqua was okay for the teeth, so I'm going to try it for the shadows of the eyes, just underneath those eyelids, so it casts a shadow, because, it does. You get shadows cast from the eyelid onto the top of the eye, and here I am using carmine to darken just that top. And I'm going to do the same for inside the mouth. And I'm going to use sky blue and just go around the rim of this mouth to give it sort of a difference in value. But now that I look at it, I don't know if that's the best idea. I might have to just go ahead and block that in. Oh well. She's gonna be different now, but whatever. Let's just pretend that we did that on purpose and let everyone be stunned by the blue, because the blue is actually working against the orange pretty nicely, so that's not a failure. That's a happy accident. So there we go. Okay, so that person's done, and now, let's just stick with sky blue and get the hair in here. So now, if this part of the hair is in shadow, maybe this part is as well. And what that's going to tell us is the light is coming from directly above. So then this is going to be in shadow. And then for the lavender, I had a feeling this would happen with the sky blue. It's much too intense. So I'm going to switch to the cool aqua and use that to blend the tones. And that still might be a bit much, but hopefully when it dries, it's going to dry a bit lighter. So yeah, the light's coming from the top. So I'm trying to think what is facing up. This is facing down, this is facing down, this is all facing down, this is facing down, and this, and this, we can, block that in. And this is all facing up, like all these, so all the up facing things get darker, I mean, lighter, and or remain the same in all the down-facing things, you know. And let's throw in some carmine, because I really liked how that added warmth. And since the background is, like, often when the background's a certain tone, in this case it's red, and you bring that into the character, it usually does good things because it harmonizes your color palette. Like, I mean, you can see it as I'm doing it, right? So let's just put that in. And just a bit here. Oh, I kind of ruined her, but oh well. All right, I guess my battery's running out, so we'll stop it here. And yeah, the brush markers are overall good. I would say if you prefer clean, even things, go for Copics. If you prefer richer tones that blend more interestingly, go for Pro Markers. And if it was me, I would go for whatever I could get my hands on that was cheaper. So, hope this was informative, and thanks for watching.